Why narcissists are so difficult to work with in legal proceedings, and how to use their narcissism to your advantage. From the editorial staff of UnderstandNarcissism.com. Legal proceedings, whether in the context of divorce, business separation, or other disputes, are designed to be fact-based and rooted in concrete actions rather than emotions. However, when one party is a narcissist, the straightforward nature of the legal system often clashes with their manipulative tactics, making the process far more complicated than it should be. Why narcissists struggle in the legal proceedings. Narcissists don't play by the rules. Narcissists believe they are unique and entitled to different treatment than others, even in a court of law. They may refuse to follow established rules, file frivolous motions, or make unreasonable demands. They tend to manipulate, distort, or even fabricate facts, and their lack of accountability can result in frequent delays or unnecessary conflict. Their need for control and domination. Legal proceedings involve giving up a certain level of control to the judicial system, lawyers, mediators, and arbitrators, something a narcissist finds intolerable. The narcissist's need to win at all costs may lead them to use deceitful tactics, such as lying about evidence, or aggressive tactics like personal attacks in an attempt to dominate the proceedings. They rely on emotion over facts. Narcissists often base their arguments on how they feel wronged without addressing the actual legal facts. They may go on lengthy, emotional rants, attempt to undermine the other party's credibility, or make dramatic accusations, focusing on perception rather than reality. In divorce or business separations, the goal is often to punish the other party rather than negotiate fairly. Narcissistic supply and the courtroom as a stage. Narcissists thrive on attention and validation, a concept known as narcissistic supply. The courtroom can serve as a stage for narcissists to showcase their victimhood or superiority, further complicating legal proceedings as they seek to gain sympathy or derail the process. How to use their narcissism to your advantage. Stick to the facts. Narcissists may try to bait you into emotional outbursts or deflect the conversation from the facts. Don't engage. Stay focused on the concrete evidence, documentation, and actions that support your case. Facts are what the court, lawyers, and mediators care about most. Keep detailed records, texts, emails, and other evidence of agreements, actions, or conversations to counteract their manipulations with indisputable facts. Don't respond to their drama. Narcissists may try to provoke emotional reactions by making exaggerated claims or personal attacks. By remaining calm, factual, and non-reactive, you demonstrate to the court and mediators that you are the reasonable party. At the same time, the narcissist's outbursts undermine their credibility. Let their emotional manipulation stand out as irrational when contrasted with your composed and systematic approach. Use their inconsistencies. Narcissists are often inconsistent. Depending on the situation, they may contradict themselves or alter their version of events. Track these inconsistencies and use them strategically in court to demonstrate their lack of credibility. For instance, if they claim one thing in a hearing and another in a written statement, you can use this to show the court that their testimony may not be reliable. Legal proceedings prioritize factual evidence over personality traits. By documenting these contradictions, you can highlight how the narcissist's narrative doesn't align with the facts, strengthening your case. Focus on their need to win. Narcissists can be manipulated by their own need to win. If you're in a negotiation or mediation, Use this to your advantage by framing outcomes that allow them to feel like they're winning, even if you are ultimately the one benefiting. For example, offering a solution that appeals to their sense of superiority might allow you to close a deal favorably. Let the system work for you. Narcissists are prone to violating court orders, agreements, or deadlines because they believe the rules don't apply to them. However, the legal system tends to penalize this type of behavior. If they refuse to comply, it's important to document everything and bring it to the court's attention. By remaining compliant and following procedures, you can let the narcissist's behavior work against them. Courts may favor a party that is cooperative and reasonable. How knowledgeable are legal professionals about narcissism in legal proceedings? The judiciary and lawyers. Judges. While judges have experience in dealing with various types of behavior, they are generally less concerned with the personalities of the parties involved and more focused on the evidence and legal arguments presented. However, many judges are familiar with manipulative behaviors, including those exhibited by narcissists, and can identify patterns like stonewalling, gaslighting, or outright refusal to cooperate. Lawyers. Due to the emotional nature of these cases, family lawyers and those handling business disputes are often more aware of the traits associated with narcissism. However, unless narcissism is directly relevant to the case, for example, child custody in a divorce, lawyers will typically concentrate on the legal facts rather than the narcissist's personality. Mediators and arbitrators. Mediators. Since mediation focuses on negotiation and finding common ground, mediators may encounter significant difficulty working with narcissists. Their tactics of manipulation or refusing to compromise can stall the process. Experienced mediators may recognize these traits and guide the process accordingly, but ultimately, their goal is to settle. Arbitrators. Arbitrators focus on resolving disputes by examining the facts and applying the law. They are less likely to be influenced by selfish manipulation or emotional outbursts. They base their decisions on the presented evidence and agreements, not personalities. The systems focus on facts, not feelings. Legal professionals, including judges, arbitrators, and mediators, are largely fact-based, prioritizing concrete evidence over personal conflicts. Therefore, it is often difficult for a narcissist to manipulate the legal system the way they might in personal relationships. The court ignores narcissistic behaviors like playing the victim, seeking attention, or distorting reality in favor of clear facts and legal precedents. How to navigate legal proceedings with a narcissist. While narcissists present unique challenges in legal proceedings, the fact-based nature of the legal system gives you the upper hand if you focus on documentation, consistency, and composure. Stay focused on the legal process, don't engage emotionally, and use the narcissist's tendencies, such as their need for control and inconsistency, to your advantage. Strategic thinking is key to navigating these challenges and maintaining control. Ultimately, the court and legal professionals are there to evaluate the facts, not personalities. By remaining clear-headed, fact-driven, and strategic, you can increase your chances of successfully navigating a legal dispute with a narcissist. This approach should reassure you that you are on the right path. The information provided in this article is for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional advice. We are not licensed clinicians, mental health professionals, lawyers, or legal advisors. For any concerns regarding mental health or personal situations, please seek advice from a qualified professional. For more details, please read our full disclaimer.